talk about three Vikings that might not be overly excited about last weekend's draft. All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Onebar with Lupagus, and we got to see all these players get so excited when they got drafted last weekend, but might have been some Vikings at home saying, "Oh, son of a bad news."
Son of a bad news. Wow, son of a bad news. So they're never going to come out and say it, but deep down, they're probably like, God dang it. But you know what? You can only just let it fire on their ass. Before we talk about those three, remember, hit that subscribe button, like the vids, comment as well. We are closing in on 10,000 subscribers, and it looks glorious.
Yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait to see that 10K. So, this is just our hunch that if I'm them, I'm not excited. And let's start off with soon-to-be second-year cornerback, Caleb Evans. They draft Mekhi Blackman at the end of round 3. And he's right on his ass when you look at the current depth chart.
Well, it's not even just Mekhi Blackman, and Jay Ward's going to be playing corner as well. So you got another one in there. Caleb Evans, I mean, with the concussions last year, didn't get a full rookie season. And yes, he was there for, OTAs and minicamp in the preseason, but didn't get the whole lot of experience out there. So he's not that much more experienced than Blackman. And everybody's saying how Blackman's just this feisty, aggressive corner, perfect fit for what Brian Flores likes to do. And they expect him to get a lot of run early. And with this new scheme, new regime, on the defensive side of the ball, this is Flores' guy.
Yeah, and Evans, I mean, it absolutely sucks what he went through his rookie year, all the concussions. I mean, that's some serious shit. And unfortunately, if you can't be on the field, they're not going to save a spot for you. It's not like this guy was a first-round pick last year. What was he, fourth rounder, right? And he didn't see the field much. So he's going to have a ton of competition. We just did a video on another undrafted free agent cornerback as well. So, I mean, there's like 3 of those guys. They signed Williams. So not even just the draft. The draft just adds fuel to the fire.
Yeah. But again, I mean, Evans is a guy, he's confident in his abilities, and he's going to come out firing and flying and playing hard. So he ain't going to back down from this challenge. He's a guy who'll definitely be fired up and ready to go.
We're definitely rooting for Caleb Evans. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go. But also, his PFF scores when he was out there was really bad. Really bad. All right, let's go to the obvious one. Wide receiver KJ Osborne. We take Jordan Addison round 1. Watching Kevin O'Connell's, I mean, basically said he's starting. He's starting. He's already a starter. KJ Osborne, right? Like,
I mean, you said it. O'Connell's reaction. He kept saying day one starter. It's fine. I mean, KJ Osborne just gonna have the role he had last year, and I mean, he's very good in that role. He makes clutch plays when the team needs him to. He scored plenty of game-winning touchdowns in his career, and he's not going to advance to that number 2, see more targets. He's going to have the same role. If he was hoping to be number 2, yes, he'll compete in battle, but come on. I mean, it was written on the wall the second that card was turned in.
Well, and when it comes to a stat side of things, he might have his best year ever next year. I mean, in 2021, he had 55 receptions. Last year, he upped it. He had 60 receptions. So we know he is one of the best number 3 receivers in the league. It would have been interesting to see what happens if he had been handed the reins of number 2, but it's Jordan Addison. Come on.
It is. I mean, I'm on the side that thinks he would have been just fine doing it. I think he would have adjusted well being number 2, but I also feel like the Vikings, they do want to run the football more just with the, they bring in the blocking tight end and they have all these running backs now. So we'll see if that actually becomes something where they run the ball more and actually try to pound this thing. I'll believe it when I see it. I still think this is an air team.
Yeah. I think we can both confidently say that Jordan Addison will be a much better number 2 than KJ Osborne. Yeah. Do love me some KJ Osborne. Last one on the list, and that's running back Ty Chandler, last year's 5th rounder. Right?
I believe he was a 5th round pick. And yeah, I mean, you bring in Dwayne McBride. We still have Delvin Cook, though the trade rumors are firing back up again even today, but it's definitely nothing real firm there. But Kenny Ngwang was on the roster. Re-signed Alexander Madison. Now you got Dwayne McBride, who's just a workhorse, a guy who's going to, want to touch the ball 20 times a game. That's what he does. So Ty Chandler, the speed guy, I don't know. This isn't a good look for him. I think Dwayne McBride in the 7th round doesn't speak well for Ty Chandler.
Yeah, and they were very excited to get him in the 7th round. They're very excited about him. I mean, again, like a Caleb Evans, unfortunately, he was bit with the injury bug last year. He only had six attempts for 20 yards. Vikings, I mean, they've had the chance to talk up Chandler in the offseason. They really haven't. And you got to also factor in, I mean, CJ Ham's going to continue to be another roster spot too. Are they going to keep 1,900 running backs every year or what? So you got to cut loose on one of these guys. And right now, I would bet that it might be Ty Chandler.
Yeah, which sucks too. I'd love to see him get a chance. I mean, he's got speed. He can catch the football. And maybe there's still a role for him on this team. You know, I mean, you got to look back at Kenny Ngwangu too. I mean, we did sign some undrafted guys who are pretty good kick returners. So maybe they get something nutty and they let him go. I don't know what they're going to do.
Hey,
they have a log jam. They have a log jam at running back.
I've heard all day
right now. And, you know, someone, like you said, someone may have to go, and that could be Ty Chandler.
If Nwangu ain't on this team next year, he just gets flat out cut and they go with someone else, I'll drink a beer. I'll slam a beer out of the crack of your ass.
Just throwing out situations. You never know.
You're right. You know what? I should shut up. You do never know. So we'll see. A lot of bodies in that running back room. But those are the 3 guys that we thought might not like it. There's other guys. I mean, maybe like the Bullards, maybe some of those guys on defense line, James Lynch. But we'll see. Let us know in the comments which one you think might not be very happy.
And remember this: sex burns 360 calories per hour.